Young formula?
Yeah.
I drink it every day. It gives me a tremendous amount of energy.
Thank you.
This stuff is amazing. I really mean that. It's amazing. The entire program makes sense, and it works.
It's like my American Express card. I never leave home without it.
I take it every day when I wake up. I get energy from it.
Say it again.
That really tastes great. Yeah, I bought the Paramanes from what I heard about it. But this is what I used to look like.
Are you trying to get back to looking like that?
Hell no, I want to look a little bit better than that.
Hello there, Tubies. This is Prepper Chickie. I'm at work, and I did what I said. Stopped at Rite Aid. Got me some niacin, 500 milligrams, and I took 2 of them today. Pretty much in the morning when I got to work. I took 1 per customer, like when I was cutting people's hair, and telling them how great it is. And I feel great. I feel like, let's go. Ready? Ready? I'm ready to fight. No, I feel really good. And I didn't get flush. I didn't die. So, I'm not telling you what to do. This is not medical advice, but look at me. Eee, I'm all happy. And I'm not on drugs or alcohol, so.
Hey everyone, it's Holly again. I promised that I would make a video about niacin, and so this is the perfect time because I don't know if you can see, I'm having a flush. Let's see if you can see it. My arm is flushing. Get it? You can kind of see the flush around my neck. It is a great feeling now. When I started taking the niacin, I was nervous about it because I'd read about the flush, which is a good way to prepare yourself for it. You shouldn't take pure niacin unless you are prepared to sort of know that you had the flush. But even though I had educated myself and prepared myself for it, it's kind of, the first time I had one was a little bit jarring, but at the same time, the flush tells you that it's working, and you feel a sense of calm. You feel a sense of, I guess, just you don't worry about it. That's one of the anti-anxiety properties that it has. That's just one of the many wonderful things that it does for you. I feel very warm right now. I feel like I have a sunburn, progressively more warm and tingly. Let's see if you can see it. I want to get that flush because that flush gives sort of a sense of well-being, a sense of I don't know, you just feel it working. You'll understand if you start niacin therapy for anxiety or depression, or people take it for cholesterol levels. It raises your HDL, which is your good cholesterol, and lowers your LDL, which is the bad cholesterol. I'm doing some more research into that because the brain is made of cholesterol. I think it's over half of your brain is made of cholesterol. So you kind of have to be careful with, you know, reducing your cholesterol. I think that's part of the reason that people avoid statins. I don't have a cholesterol problem, so I didn't, you know, that wasn't my chief concern when I started taking the niacin. However, you know, if it raises your HDL, that's a good thing because, you know, my doctors told me that the only way to raise your HDL is to exercise.
Naturally, somebody listening to this program right now, they're going to want to know how much niacin should we take, and, you know, are there any concerns we should know about ahead of time?
Those are both excellent questions, and let's take them head on. First of all, the amount of niacin that you need depends on who you are and what you're going through, and it varies. Dr. Abram Hoffer's standard prescription for his patients was 3,000 milligrams of niacin a day, divided into 3 1,000 milligram doses. In answer to your second question, what do you need to know about that? The first is that it is safe. We don't know, said Dr. Hoffer, how much niacin it takes to kill a person because it's never happened. Get your healthcare provider in on it. Talk to your doctor, tell your doctor you want to use niacin and you want to do it right. If you have any problems, we'll address them. If you feel better, tell me. So introducing niacin will almost certainly cause a flush. The niacin flush lasts for a short time, usually between 20 minutes, almost never longer than an hour. The niacin flush is just a vasodilation. That means your little tiny blood vessels are all getting slightly larger, especially those at the surface of the skin. They just get a little wider and they let in a little more blood. Some people only need a few hundred milligrams of niacin and they'll feel better right away. Other people, like a woman that I worked with years ago who was suicidally depressed and wouldn't talk to her family and would not have meals with them at all, ever, and sat in the corner facing the wall every day, when she took niacin, she did not respond until she took thousands and thousands of milligrams. I think in her case it was over 10,000 milligrams a day. Dr. Hoffer had a few patients that did not respond until they took close to 20,000 milligrams a day. This is extremely unusual, and most people will not get near that. You'd be flushing like a red beacon long before you got to that amount. You take the amount of niacin that does the job. And the simplest way to determine that is to start low and gradually work up. I work with one fellow who was unbelievably depressed. He was also schizophrenic and psychotic. He was kicked out of the state hospital because he was too violent. You got to just think about that for a minute. And he was sent home to live with his parents. He was about 20 years old. He would sleep 1 hour a night and wander the streets the other 7 or 8. He was dangerous. He would punch holes in his parents' living room wall. They were in terror of him, and on a good day, I don't know how it happened, but there was a good day, and we all got together, and we talked about niacin. He started taking vitamin C, 10,000 milligrams a day, and niacin, 3,000 milligrams a day. The first night, he slept 18 hours. After that, he slept around 7 hours a night, almost every night. The following Friday, his father reported, the young man came down from his bedroom to the breakfast table, came over to his parents, stood there, and said good morning. This is what niacin can do.
The rest of this interview, plus much more, is available in the Natural News Inner Circle. Join us today.
It's important to understand niacin. Niacin is a very important drug in treating cholesterol problems, particularly people with elevated triglycerides and low HDLs. As I said earlier, it is the best drug that we have to raise your HDL level. Niacin comes in many forms. The active form that will help lower your cholesterol is called nicotinic acid. Nicotinic acid is the active form that will help raise your good cholesterol and lower your triglycerides. Niacin is also sold in a drug form called niacinamide. Niacinamide is a great vitamin, but it will not have any impact on your cholesterol level. It often can be sold in stores as no-flush niacin. No-flush niacin in the form of niacinamide, it will not flush, but it will also not lower your cholesterol. There's also no-flush forms of nicotinic acid, which are slow-release forms of niacin, which are sold over the counter as well. Prescription niacin is sold as Niaspan, and one of the benefits of a prescription form of niacin is knowing exactly how much you're getting.
Hey all, I'm David Frazier, and today I want to discuss the phenomenon of niacin flushing and its relation to depression. One of the most overlooked causes of depression is a lack of a certain micronutrient in your diet. Most important one of these is niacin. Niacin is better known as vitamin B3, And if you develop a deficiency in this micronutrient, you'll become depressed. And I want to explain, how this can occur. First of all, if your diet is lacking in niacin, the body will use an amino acid called tryptophan in order to produce niacin by itself. However, the body also needs tryptophan in order to make serotonin, and that's a hormone that causes positive feelings. If all tryptophan is used for the production of niacin, depression will be inevitable. Taking in niacin as a way of curing depression is often ridiculed by doctors and health gurus. And this is because they have no money to earn by advising you to consume more niacin-rich meals. Moreover, they often exaggerate the side effects of niacin flushing. Fortunately, I have found an ebook online called The Ultimate Guide to Niacin Flush. This book describes in more detail how you can use niacin to prevent depression and other benefits of niacin flushing regularly.
There you go, folks. That's just another of the amazing ingredients of the 27,838 milligrams of health in the Forever Young formula and the PowerMe Plus formulas. Now, these folks that are on here, they're not saying how good our formulas are. They're just telling you about the ingredients. And when you hear about the ingredients and you hear about the fact that you really have to take care of yourselves and give yourselves what they needed just to make you when you were in your mother's womb, when you were a fetus, you want to get back to those basics. If you can get back to that homeostasis, to that balance and chemical balance in your body with the minerals and the nutrients and the enzymes and the vitamins and the amino acids being at the levels they are supposed to be at when you're 30, 25, 28, get those homeostasis balance back to what it was when you were a child, back when you were a teenager. Get it back to that, and you'll feel that same way. I'm telling you, everybody that gets on this stuff, and you're hearing the testimonies right now just about the ingredients. When will I start bringing on the people who have had miraculous medical recoveries and medical conditions reversed by taking religiously the Forever Young formula and or the PowerMe Plus? A lot of people say, well, what's the difference? Well, I'll tell you the difference. And the PowerMe Plus is designed for men. It has a product in there that has the initials of DHEA. And basically that has something to do with stimulating the manufacturing or the processing of testosterone. Now, a woman certainly doesn't want testosterone. I know they have used it before in tests to make women more sexually active. But I mean, a woman really doesn't want a whole lot of testosterone because unless she wants hair on her chest and wants to grow testicles. And can you imagine that? She goes back to her husband and says, yeah, man, I feel great, but what am I going to do with these? So basically, in the woman's version, they have things that to retard the, what is that, menopause, hot flashes. I've never had them, so I couldn't tell you what they're all about. But the bottom line is black cohosh and some other ingredients that are put into the Forever Young formula are they're designed to help women with estrogen and whatever that is. I have no idea about that part of it. But I can tell you that with depression and some other conditions like high cholesterol and a lot of plaque in your body, I mean, some of the miracles that have happened to friends of mine and family members, and a lot of it has to do with niacin. It'll blow you away. And we're going to have segments like that on soon. So I see the lights are blinking. I see the people are over there just getting ready to run out the door. So I hope you have a happy and safe and a healthy weekend. Thanks a million for watching.